Peace, peace, peace. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Assalamu alaikum, and welcome to another day to labor in the vineyard of the Most High with your brother. Another day to get in the almighty word to see what the Most High got to say. And what we eating on is more knowledge of the influence of home. Alright? And home is not the same for all of us, because our skin folks ain't kin folks. And that's cool. To some folks, earth is home. Alright? But to some of us, we know that our home is not of the earth. We know we came from somewhere else. Alright? And that's the influence that's supposed to align the children of light back to that higher light body. Alright? And what we're going to see how the children of light is not supposed to be affected by the influences of the Roman stars, aka the planets or the Mazzaroth, the zodiac. Alright? We're supposed to be above the influence of that. But when it's influencing you, it's because you ain't overrode that counterfeit spirit. You ain't conquered your fleshly nature yet. It's still too strong. And that's why the zodiac that we born under afflicts some of us. And that's why the movement coming back and forth of different planets, the retrogrades and all that, affects some of us because your flesh still too strong. That counterfeit spirit, that inner nigga, is still too strong. You gotta tame it and cut out those ways. Alright? Walk in the spirit, align yourself with the spirit, and you'll be increased and you will override that. Alright? So we're gonna see that in the lesson because we're not supposed to be affected by those. So let's eat. Let's get some definitions to get started here. We're going to start with the definition of Kesil, which is another name for Orion. Remember, they told us in Men in Black, the key to the universe. The key to the universe is on Orion's belt. And we did a lesson on that a couple months ago, showing the inner heavens, that nebula in Orion. Alright, Kesil, Orion, the central control for all the higher programs of development connected with the astrochemical networks and reprogramming life synthesis in our universe. Blueprinted by pyramids in Egypt. Alright? And there's pyramids all over the earth aligned with Orion's belt. Pyramids in the Americas, pyramids in Africa, India. But what it's speaking on right here is the Giza pyramids. Alright? But let's read this again. The central control for all the higher programs of development connected with the astrochemical networks and reprogramming life synthesis in our universe. Alright, the Lords of Light came from Orion. As you go through the keys, it explains that. Let's get another definition. Let's get the definition of luminaries. Luminaries the imperishable stars, the highest star models, out of which the higher heavens evolve the lower heavens and the beings within them. All right? Luminaries, the imperishable stars, the highest star models, out of which the higher heavens evolve the lower physical creations. All right, so the lower physical creations are governed, are evolved by the luminaries. The powers in every universe that negotiate the process of life from the finite realm through infinity. It must be understood that no matter how minute an organism may be, the origin behind the minute substance is infinitely more complex than that which can be analyzed through quantum physics. It would be senseless to expect that such an organization will originate accidentally in a brief span of time from simple solutions and infusions. All right, and what's that saying? The Big Bang Theory and how randomly life forces came together to form life and evolution is saying, nah, that's impossible. Now let's get the definition of illuminaries. Illuminators. Illuminaries and illuminators, the host of Yahweh, who unequivocally are part of the creative garment of light as the primary matrix of Metatron. They create the light periods among the deities as to the relative length of days/eons and all gradations of life types for the distribution of Yahweh's programs. Go to the bottom. They interpret the words of the Father's living light, which are inscribed into the tablets of knowledge. Remember last lesson when we read about the love letter, the Torah or? They interpret the words of the Father's living light, which are inscribed into the tablets of knowledge, from which comes everything that is and will be, and the destiny of the Creator God's programs. Alright, let's go to the 6 light superscript. The 6 light superscript, thou shalt be the word. God, that verse 504. We come from the heavens, embody ourselves on planetary systems. And this is talking about the original Adamic seed right here. We come from the heavens and embody ourselves on planetary systems, only to find ourselves again as an integral part of the consciousness unfoldment throughout the universe. Because remember, it's a collective ascension as well as an individual. All right? 506. Meta fluctuations do occur throughout the universe, which can cause disruptions to the original pattern. However, the carbon structure in particular, remember the lesson we did the other week on the carbon atom? The carbon structure in particular provides the constraints, the corrections, and the resilience necessary for three-dimensional structures to exist in greater harmony, from subatomic particles to stellar clusters. All right? Remember the subatomic particles, the Shekinah universe? All right? 507. The organizational plan is so sophisticated that there exists the ability to reform the original design. since there are sometimes major manipulations that try to block the establishment of greater interconnecting energy fields. And they're speaking on the energy fields within the body, the Shekinah network, along with the energy fields running throughout the earth, that it connects with the energy fields within man, because we're part of one system. 509, Orion, Kesil, although a local star system, is the only central system in our local space that operates both in the Father universe and in the Son universe. And this is why they told us in Men in Black that the key to the universe is on Orion's belt. This is why all of them different pyramids is aligned with Orion's belt. Orion, although a local star system, is the only central system in our local space, our local heavens, that operates both in the Father universe and in the Son universe. It's the connecting link. Thus, the Orion constellation has within it a critical galactic vortex point interlocking Father and Son universes. Pause. Let's get the definition of vortex. Vortex, a whirling mass that can appear in matter, especially in fluids, but also in superconductors, pulling objects into the center. An abracadabra vortex acts as magnetic flux quanta in superconductors, while a triangular vortex lattice occurs naturally in magnetic fields. So let's read that again. Thus, the Orion constellation has within it a critical galactic vortex point interlocking Father and Son universes. In fact, the major central control pyramid of higher light in our Father universe is connected directly to Orion. The major central control pyramid of light in our Father universe on the other side is connected directly to Orion. Let's get a precept. Let's go into the keys. Page 349. Starting at verse 75. The Brotherhood of Light has clearly stated that Orion / Kesil is our stellar central control. For Orion is a dwelling place of the living light consciously, and continuously sending the emanations of the spiritual hierarchy into the gravitational fields of the lower planetary worlds. Again, Orion is a dwelling place of the living light consciously, and continuously sending the emanations of the spiritual hierarchy into the gravitational fields of the lower planetary worlds. The face of eternal time is given to us when we guide and deliver our planetary vehicle, and this is speaking on the body, our biotransducer system. The face of eternal time is given to us when we guide and deliver our planetary vehicle, the flesh, beyond our electromagnetic density into the threshold of the eternal light. Verse 72. And you accept it by asking that the higher intelligence working with Yahweh, the eternal mind, come into you and use you as a light unto your fellow men. You must empty yourself You must empty yourself of the confusions of the world, along with your ego and that counterfeit spirit, and ask the Father to pour his light into your garment of flesh. Then you will actually feel the body of higher light consciousness come into you. Once you have balanced your field and have removed yourself from all of the negative particles of the antiverse, the anti-universe, which holds you locked in space. Again, once you have balanced your field, meaning your field of energy, your field of light, and have removed yourself from all of the negative frequencies, the negative vibrations of the anti-universe, which holds you locked in space. Let's keep going. Page 465, verse 108. By being transfigured into space-time beyond conventional space-time, man can enter into additional time cells of consciousness. Alright? Meaning keeping your eye one with the spirit. Like Yahshua said, like that, let thy eye be single. Like Krishna said, keep your eye focused on me, and you will attain me. Alright? By being transfigured into space-time beyond conventional 3D time, man can enter into additional time cells of consciousness. Therefore, he can understand how he is not limited only to his own memory mechanisms. Alright, because we have a recorder cell that we done read about that's connected to higher systems of programming, higher systems of light that we can pull from. That's where the Akashic records come from. But you have to be connected in the spirit. There, he can understand how he is not limited only to his own memory mechanisms and neural modifications. He can understand how his body is the host vehicle to the super machine Mazarov. Pause. Let's get the definition of the Mazarov and Mazaloff. Alright? That counterfeit spirit, that inner nigga, is connected to the Mazarov, and it's going to keep you going round and round, incarnation to incarnation, because you never override its influence. You never completely walk in the spirit. Mazarov, 12 threshold controls of the zodiac used by the Brotherhood of Light. Mazaloff, distant galaxies within the visible spectrum. Alright? Orion is part of the Mazaloff. Alright? And let's go back. Let's start at the top and then keep flowing. By being transfigured into space-time beyond conventional space-time, by walking in the spirit, not in the flesh, man can enter into additional time cells of consciousness. There, he can understand how he is not limited only to his own memory mechanisms and neural modification. He can understand how his body is the host vehicle to the super machine Mazarov, the quanta levels of the thresholds in our immediate universe. The smallest levels of the thresholds in our immediate universe. 113. However, the higher light of the higher luminaries is of a greater source of light than that of the sun. Again, the light of the higher luminaries is of a greater source of light than that of the sun. Alright, remember when we read about Kesil and Orion? Alright, those are luminaries. It is able to reopen your thought channels so you can be reconnected through higher intelligence, the illuminaries, in advanced star fields of intelligence, which our sun system buffers out. Remember, we chosen the light. Certain light deflects, certain light reflects. 115. Once the mind is made a vehicle for the force field of the higher light, once the mind is remolded, like the Bible tells us, renew your mind. Once the mind is made a vehicle for the force field of the higher light in the deep network regions, the mind can actively operate on the wavelength or the template of that higher star intelligence. It will no longer be contained within the three-dimensional relativity or consciousness patterns where the game of Earth is going around in circles. Thus, the Earth intelligence remains locked in space until it is taken out of its physical paradigm by a higher astrochemical key. In our consciousness time zone, the brothers of light connect the higher throne and dominion worlds of the Mazaloth and the Kuchavum with the lower physical worlds of the Mazaroth, which are undergoing only one cycle of consciousness reality. Pause and go back to definitions. I get the definition of Kuchavum. Kuchavum, distant star universes beyond the immediate universe, serving the local hierarchy of each paradise sun of light as an expression of Yahweh's garment of light. They are spiritual universes continually being evolved and re-evolved beyond the visible spectrum. They are the highest model for the material worlds. Alright, and remember how they said the reason we can't see on the other side is just a slim veil, but we're all connected, alright? Is higher models of universes and cities around that we can't see because the veil is on our eyes. Alright? They are spiritual universes continually being evolved and re-evolved beyond the visible spectrum. They are the highest model for the material worlds. And during the time of the Malakeh Habalim, the cycle of cleansing, new worlds are brought forth. Remember Revelation, it's going to be a new heaven and a new earth. But the reason we can't see it now because the veil has not been lifted. Alright? New worlds are brought forth by the Hayos HaKadesh modeled in the Kuchavum. Alright? And remember, the Mazaloth, distant galaxies within the visible spectrum, and the Mazaroth, 12 threshold controls of the zodiac used by the Brotherhood of Light. Alright, so let's read 116 again. In our consciousness time zone, the Brothers of Light connect the higher throne and dominion worlds of the Mazaloth and the Kuchavum with the lower physical worlds of the Mazaroth, which are undergoing only one cycle of consciousness reality. You go to page 265. Page 265, 21. The term Sons of Light, B'nai Or, appears in both the ancient and newly revealed scripture of Israel. These scrolls refer to the Zohar regions of Ea Sirius, Sabik, Kesil and Kema, which is Pleiades, from where the sons of light come down to instruct us as to the mysteries of the evolving universe. All right, remember in the last lesson, we showed how the Lords of Light came down in previous time frames. So it's telling us again right here. The sons of light appear in both the ancient and newly revealed scriptures of Israel. These scrolls refer to the Zohar regions of Ea, Sirius, Sabit, Kesil, and Kema, from where the sons of light come down to instruct us as to the mysteries of the evolving universe. They are defined as the spiritual intelligence who explain the dialectic between the children of light and the children of darkness. 26. Many of these lords of light came down and directly instructed man and eons before the present intellectual history. This is why the ancient historians spoke of beings that were part man, part God. Beings who were capable of using this planet as a garden for their testing zone of creation. They also implanted themselves to upgrade our field of genetic intelligence and remap the root races with higher thought form frequencies of creation. As the universes come closer together, man discovers that he goes through the same astrophysical boundaries, the same astrophysical parameters again and again until he discovers how to go beyond the consciousness parameters which lock him into continuous cycles of rebirth. Therefore, the scriptures of science and the scriptures of consciousness of the ancient Near East and Far East are continually relived until man lives through his myth and adequately uses the spiritual truths to unlock the consciousness dimensions which separate him from his galactic brothers. He will continually live with the bioconsciousness of the old planetary cycles until new scientific keys can open within him a desire to take a great leap forward, and through a mutual programming with the brothers of light, become co-citizen in the galactic community of light. All right? This is why we have to go beyond those doctrines. All right? 174. Movement into pure godness transcends the biochemical boundary identity of each planet or Roman star of the Mazzaroth, the zodiac. Again, movement into pure godness, meaning transforming to your higher self. Movement into your higher consciousness transcends the biochemical boundary, the counterfeit spirit identity of each planet of the Mazzaroth. The Mazzaroth allows for the development of a new species containing 12 biochemical meridians. Once this is completed, the species form will go beyond this series of connections into a new network containing supergalactic clusters known as the Mazzaroth. Alright? So as you increase your light, you are not going to be affected by the Mazzaroth, the zodiac, and the planetary bodies of light. Back to the 6th super scroll, verse 524. The placement of Orion in the midst of our galactic system is an illustration of the Logos' ability to co-creation from other universal dimensional realities. Alright? And that goes back to what we read in 509. Orion, although a local star system, is the only central system in our local space that operates both in the Father universe and in the Son universe. 524 again. The placement of Orion in the midst of our galactic system is an illustration of the Logos' ability to co-creation from other universal dimensional realities. Let's go to the 7th light superscript. Get a precept. Thou shalt be the witness. The children of light are the witness to the truth of the word. 376. Stars are really cosmograms, cosmic pictures, coded as a cosmic management system by higher intelligence, which determines the set patterns of the local realms, seen particularly in the key geometry displayed by such star patterns as the Pleiades and Orion, but also in all star systems. The Maya understood this and used the name Zizakanak, meaning Lady Cloth Weaver. The weaver was the one who established the sacred matrix. In Hindu, it's called Maya. The weaver was the one who established the sacred matrix of the heavens, which she used like a loom to create stars at specific nodal points of the multi-dimensional grid pattern throughout the cosmos. Also, the Keys of Enoch tells us Orion creates the conditions. Orion creates the conditions for the Kolob system. Right in the Kolob system is the sun, moon, and all of the stars, Jupiter, Saturn, Mars, all of them, which circle around the earth. All right, that's all the Kolob system. Orion creates the conditions for the Kolob system, which were not created by negative mass. This indicates that Orion plays a key role in establishing heavenly structures for the purpose of maintaining the highest levels of the physical universe, including our stellar system, our star system. Also, I saw how there were additional functions to maintain our Adamic form in conjunction with the Pleiades. Let's go to the 3rd superstroke. Let's get some more precepts. Thou shalt be the name. (446). And as we look to the stars, we now see the divine alignments, which have always been there, we just never recognized them. The Egyptians spoke of the sacred name of Mayat as the one who brought order to creation, including the star constellations. All right? Because Mayat represents truth, justice, order, and reciprocity. They saw her power in pattern formations throughout the universe. So too, the Mayans spoke of Zakanak, the Lady Cloth Weaver we just read about. To us, the stars had always appeared positioned in a random geometry. But to the ancient Mayans and many people of the Americas, she was the cosmic weaver, who placed them in the heavens based on a multi-dimensional pattern that she helped to establish. In fact, the power of the V pattern. Pause. Let me show you a picture of the V pattern right here. Alright? The pyramid is shaped in a V pattern. So this right here says Orion as the gateway to the master universe. Alright, so this is one example of the V pattern. It also ties into the V pattern of how the crown or the 8th chakra connects to the higher evolution, where you see it's like a top-down process. 449. We're going to see in a second. In fact, the power of the V pattern itself can best be seen from our perspective in the star constellation of Orion, which is the gateway of life. Pause. Because Orion is connected to the Father universe. It's a dual agent. It works in the Sun universe and the Father universe. Alright, let's get another precept. Let's go to the 4th light superstructure. Thou shall be the kingdom. (261). Key 314 verse 3 reveals, I saw how the electrification of matter, which is centropy, allows the primordial chemistry to form pyramidal crystalline grids, which define both the spheres of creation and establish the setting in which the Elohim bring down a divine image. Again, I saw how centropy, which is the electrification of matter, allows the primordial chemistry to form pyramidal crystalline grids, all right, to activate the Shekinah universe. It's speaking on the body right here, which define both the spheres of creation and establish the setting in which the Elohim bring down a divine image. All right. Hence, the divine image comes down onto the pyramids of natural galactic formation once the pyramids can support the total energy of a divine program. Alright? I'm going to show you a picture, another picture right quick of a V pattern. And you see the mind's eye in the middle. Alright? But it's a connection on the other side. This is showing the V pattern, how it works both ways. Your overself, which is your higher self, your divine double, connects from on high downward to your flesh. Alright? And pulls you higher. This is why it says right here, the divine image comes down onto the pyramids of natural galactic formation once the pyramids can support the total energy of a divine program. Hold on. Spirit just hit me with another precept that'll help make this make sense. They go to key 318, page 537, verse 48. Remember when we read about electrons? (47) In the larger schema, at this moment in our world of matter, the electrons are effectively defective. The electrons are defective until they achieve the critical diameter, i.e., the energy radius needed for the ultimate purpose. And the ultimate purpose is ascension. Our electron has not graduated. Now, let's go back to verse 261 and read this again. Hence, the divine image comes down onto the pyramids of natural galactic formation once the pyramids can support the total energy of a divine program. That is also how our micro kingdom was formed, not from the bottom up, nor the galactic formation out of an amorphous gas and dust that coalesced to form clusters and superclusters. Nah, it's saying that it wasn't no big bang random acts of gases and dust coming together to form clusters and superclusters, but it was formed, everything in creation was formed through a top-down process. Higher light to lower light, higher evolution to lower evolution, higher star system, higher heavens to lower heavens. 263. A top-down approach allows for an evolutionary alignment that ensures that our soul is doomed to perfection. That is, to evolve as energies with error-correcting codes in matter universes. Whether we are looking at fragments of ourselves or superclusters of galaxies, it is all uniquely designed from above. Example being Orion, from other dimensional realities. Now let's go back to 449 in the third super scroll. In fact, the power of the V pattern itself can best be seen from our perspective in the star constellation of Orion, which is the gateway of life. Orion is a major vortex jar. Let's get the definition of vortex jar. Time warp programming area for the space brotherhoods. A region of space-time matter which does not correspond to the physics of three-dimensional space and set functions of the physical reality. Alright? So Orion do not operate off the same laws as the 3D realm. Orion is a major vortexia, time warp programming area. And not only does star birth occur in this nursery of stars, but it is an energy gateway to other universal dimensional realms that exist beyond this reality. 455. Using the energy fields within the lattice or cosmic matrix from the Pleiades. Using the energy fields within the cosmic matrix from the Pleiades, Orion serves as a three-dimensional light cone for travel through matter, back into higher light with multi-dimensional future points of emanation. 457. The gateway of Orion also reverses the vortex energy of life that is used for creation, allowing elemental particles of ionized nature. Ions are ionized particles. All right. The gateway of Orion also reverses the vortex energy of life that is used for creation, allowing elemental particles of ionic nature to be conserved or liberated as they enter, commingle, leave, or vanish in movements from the world of matter to the world of light. 459. The gatekeepers of Orion are aligned so as to work not just with the image form, but also the similitude. Alright? Not just the image form, the whole light beings, but also the similitude, the consciousness that can pass through the matrix using specific lines of force to preserve the matrix of life. It is from the stars that the matter elements of life are generated. and from beyond the local heavens that all consciousness and codes of life are created. Thus, we discover that this realm was only to hold and nurture the thought forms of consciousness centered within the divine geometry, the divine images, and within given divine names, which are used as a binding force until the point of ascension. Orion, therefore, is one of the key gateways to the master universe, the father universe, functioning between higher light and lower light, and ultimately will open as we energize the divine name, as we energize the kingdom which is within, revealing how we move from the lower radiation levels of light through the vortex into the higher Orion, the higher light, as new whole light beings. Back to the sixth super scroll, 527. These regions are also not to be limited to only our human reality, nor to the human consciousness universe. They represent specific vortex points of our universe, yet their power manifests into the human universe. All right? Speaking on the star fields, Orion. Yet their power manifests into the human universe, establishing energetic consciousness vectors which systematically orientate the distribution of higher life interfacing with the logos, the divine thoughts, from the molecular level to the galactic and brain cluster level. All right, and this is what Krishna, Yahshua, and all them came to do, get us realigned to this higher field of light. The corruption and control by the lesser light powers that occurred is not from the Father universe, but from the extension into this light threshold in this sun universe. And the ancients saw the sword of Orion as protecting and guarding the mechanisms of creation. The confusion within the local universe and those responsible for its separation from the Godhead have prevented the proper flow of the higher light from the Father universe. Therefore, in its classical form, Orion, as the swordsman, reveals the reciprocal vectors, the reciprocal forces of creation and destruction, having alignments with the upright body, having alignments with the upright body that must ascend from the dust of creation, from the flesh of the earth, to be as a walking Adam Cadman, or Osiris, figure amongst the stars. Osiris, Asa. Let's get a precept. Remember, if you never studied Kemet or Egypt, you know Asa or Osiris was considered, just like Jesus, the Lord of Lords and King of Kings. Page 488 in the Keys, verse 83. I was then shown the sacred area of the fifth chakra, the voice resonant grid, which was Abydos, the place addressed to Osiris with the following words: Thou art the great one in Abydos. Thou art the morning star. Pause. Revelation 22:16. Isaiah 14 and 12. There were other morning stars. All right. So you got to realize there were great illuminaries, which Lucifer was one of them. All right, like we seen in the last lesson. Yahshua was another one. All right. Osiris was also one of them. All right. And this is showing even more why it's backwards to be in worship to creation instead of the creator. Yahshua and Osiris was a part of creation. All right. Osiris, I was then shown the sacred area of the fifth chakra, which was Abydos, the place addressed to Osiris with the following words: Thou art the great one in Abydos. Thou art the morning star of heaven, to which Horus of the Tuat has given his body. Abydos represents the tomb of Osiris, where the vibrations of the word of God quicken the body to rise from the dust and put on the imperishable crown of light from the Lords of Light in Orion. All right, and we did lessons on Osiris before too. All right, let's go back to the sixth superscript. 534. Although in our system, only a minimum amount of higher light from the Father Universe has been processed from Orion and its triple energy gates. Principally, our influence is from the local Sun Universe. However, there are also the positive influences from Sirius, the Pleiades, and Arcturus, which play a significant role in maintaining the higher consciousness light energy. We are living in a mosaic of symphonic, synergistic spiritual matrices established by the Ruach HaKodesh, where the spiritual vision is continually added to our spectrum of knowledge. This is why we have to keep walking and growing with the Spirit. All right, we can't get stuck in the Old Testament, the New Testament, the Bible, the Hebrew movement, or any other movement. We have to keep walking with the Spirit. The Spirit is going to take us back to the light. The light disconnects you from matters of the flesh. We are living in a mosaic of symphonic, synergistic spiritual matrices established by the Holy Spirit, where the spiritual vision, the mind's eye vision, is continually added to our spectrum of knowledge within an infinite cosmic order from a divine hierarchy of the Most High Supreme One. As in the legends of Osiris, human existence and future existence come together to overcome the illusion of permanent death and the taste of honey, sweet nectar from the heavens, where we are all deeply interconnected in movement and transformation. In the end, it is the consciousness field plus the sacred geometries seen as radiations, as well as sacred sound vibrations that open up the heavens to us. And if you got the Book of Remembrance of Melchizedek, it talk about the sound vibrations that Lucifer and the fallen angels brought to trap us. Alright? Because it's all about the war in heaven. Alright? Peace.